All right, so the other day I was chilling in my Discord group and I saw one of my members start talking about a free buy and sell day trading indicator that he uses on TradingView. Now, I'm personally always very skeptical of indicators that tell you exactly where to buy, exactly where to sell, because it just sounds too good to be true, right? Well, I decided to check it out anyways because he was having good success with it, and I did a ton of back testing it and realized you have to have a few different rules and confirmations for it to actually work. If you just take every buy and sell signal, you're not going to make money, you're going to lose money. But if you apply a few simple things like only trading it with a trend and a few other things that I'll tell you in this video, this thing has over a 70% win rate. And this is how one of my members is using it as well to be a consistently profitable trader. So in this video, I want to share what this indicator is with you guys. Like I said, it's completely free. I don't make any money talking about this. I just thought that this can help some of you guys and you can kind of use it as an extra confirmation to have some more confidence to hold your trade or to even get in a trade. So that being said, you're probably skeptical. Let me dive into the computer, show you the results and how to use it the right way. All right, like I said, this is only available on TradingView. It's completely free and open to the public. So if we go in here, as you can see, I'm on gold. This works on pretty much anything. I mainly trade futures, so I trade NASDAQ, ES, gold. So anyways, as you can see, this is the indicator, right? Whenever it shows an S, that tells you to sell. Whenever it shows a B, right, that tells you to buy. And it has different signals based on the time frame you're on. So for example, we're in a 5-minute time frame right now. If we go in a 2-minute time frame, you're going to see a lot more buys and sells. And this is where it can get more dangerous to use this indicator, is when we're in more choppy periods. But if we're in a more consistent trend like we saw down here, this is an amazing trade it caught, right? If you held this trade all the way till it told you to sell, that was almost a 20-point trade on gold, which is a massive trade on gold. So anyways, like I said, I want to show you kind of how to determine when it's going to be more choppy and how to actually use this the right ways. So anyways, to pull this up, all you have to do is go over to indicators and you're just going to type in Chandelier Exit, and as you can see, it's going to show up right here. So it's just called Chandelier Exit Heikinashi, and it was created by MPeak. And it's going to show up right here on the left here. You really don't have to change any settings. I just kept everything default. So anyways, if you guys don't know how I trade, my strategy for new to the channel, basically I like to trade with the trend and I like to get in on the pullbacks, right? So if we're in a trend and we're making higher lows, I like to get in on those higher lows and ride it to the next level, ride it to new highs, right? You kind of get the point. So I'll give an example on the trade I took today. So I took a trade on gold today. This is the only trade I took. Typically, if I have one good trade, I'll walk away for the day. I don't need to trade a bunch. Since I'm trading with decent size, I can make, plenty of money just taking one trade per day. So if I go into my Discord here, as you can see, at around 7:07 my time, I'm 2 hours behind Eastern time for those wondering. I said gold could be setting up for longs here. So as you can see, this is right here. You can see the timestamp at the bottom. Essentially what I was looking for, kind of the way I trade, like I said, is I want to see if there's some kind of trend going on. Now, if we go to a bigger time frame, for example, like a 4-hour chart, I always want to look at the bigger macro picture, okay? So the bigger macro picture before the day even opened was we're starting to trend up. We had this resistance right here from a few weeks ago, but we're starting to trade above the EMA. We're starting to build these higher low patterns. So automatically, based on the bigger time frame, I'm only looking for longs. If I take a trade long, I'm going to have a higher probability to win the trade, right? Because the trend is up on the bigger time frames. Now, once I see what the bigger time frame trend is, which is in the uptrend, which means I only want to focus on longs. Now what I want to do is I want to go into the 5-minute, right? And this is when I posted inside the Discord. I already knew the 4-hour trend was up. Now I want to look at the 5-minute trend. As you can see, when I posted this, we're starting to pull back to this VWAP area. And like I said, I like to get in on the pullbacks. So if we go back here, now we're going to zoom into the chart and we're going to go to the 5-minute time frame, and we can see before the market opens, so this green is basically when the market opens, we're starting to build a nice 5-minute uptrend. If I kind of just zoom out, it was been choppy the past few days. Yesterday was Juneteenth, so it was a holiday, so it was more choppy yesterday. But overnight, as you can see, we're starting to make these higher highs and higher lows. So essentially before the day even opened, I knew I was only looking for longs based on the 5-minute time frame and that 4-hour time frame. And again, now I'm basically just looking for a pullback and I'm looking for some entry confirmations to get into the trade. And that's why inside Discord, right, once I saw us pulling back to our VWAP area, I already knew the trend was up. I already knew I was looking for longs. that's where I said gold could be getting set up for long. So basically, people in my Discord know that, when I'm interested in longs or shorts, I'm looking for two things to actually enter the position. I'm looking for a 2-minute MACD cross and a 2-minute bullish or bearish Heikin-Ashi candle. In this case, bullish because we're looking for longs. As you can see, now we're going to go into the 2-minute time frame. So I'm starting on the big picture. I'm slowly zooming in, and now I'm going to one of the smallest time frames to see where I can actually enter. I don't like using the 1 minute. I like the 2-minute better. And as you can see, this is essentially where I entered my trade today, was literally where I told you, right? When the MACD crosses and we get a green Heikin-Ashi candle. So as you can see, this is literally where I entered the trade. And keep in mind, I did not have TradingView up. I did not have these signals up when I entered the trade. It just happened to be the same time, okay? So if we actually zoom into this MACD, like I said, I like to get in when the MACD crosses and we get a green Heikin-Ashi candle, okay? MACD just crossed, and this is also our first bullish looking Heikin-Ashi candle. This is literally where I entered my position, and I end up selling near the resistance up here. Obviously, this thing ripped up like crazy. I didn't think we'd get that much buying. This is a key resistance from a few weeks ago. Now, like I said, I know how my strategy works. I have confidence in it. But if you're brand new, you might not have that confidence in a strategy, right? And this is where an indicator like this that tells you it's buying or it's selling can maybe help with your psychology a little bit. If you find yourself hesitating to take trades, right? Even though the trend is intact, you're kind of getting my little hints inside the Discord. Plus, we're getting these confirmations I'm looking for, right? But you're still a little hesitant. Maybe this little thing, this little buy telling you to get in, right, that they're getting in, this might help you psychologically to get into trades sometimes. But again, if you just follow every single buy and sell signal, you're not going to make money using these indicators. And that's how all buy and sell indicators work, right? They don't work 100% of the time. You have to apply the trend, the market structure, other confirmations. And then once all those are lined up, right, then getting in when the signals appear. Now, another way you can think about this is, if you have a hard time kind of reading what the trend is, reading the market structure, another way you can use this, since these signals are different on every time frame, what we can do is we can zoom out to a 4-hour, for example, right? That's usually what I'm looking at. And you can see on the bigger time frame, we are currently in a buy signal, okay? So that automatically tells us that the trend is up, okay? So that's a super easy way to tell. If you just want to use these signals, right, go to a bigger time frame and see, are we in a buy or a sell? If we're in a buy, obviously that tells you the trend is up, which means you only want to focus on going long, right? If you go short, you're statistically going to have a lower probability of making money because you're going against the trend, okay? We always want to put the probabilities in our favor. Now, if we go over to a 5-minute time frame, so we're going to zoom way in here. We already know the 4-hour trend is up, right? Before the market opened during pre-market, this is at 6:25. Remember, we entered basically right when the market opened, right before it. So we can see that the 5-minute was also in a buy signal, okay? So we have the 4-hour in a buy signal. We have the 5-minute in a buy signal. Now we can zoom in onto the 2-minute. And now I simply just want to wait for my entry confirmations for a long setup to show up, right? For me, that's a MACD cross. That's a green Heikin-Ashi candle. And we need some room to run. Okay, so we already know the 4-hour trend is up, the 5 minutes in a buy signal. Now you might be wondering, well, Chad, why didn't you get in right here? Why didn't you get in right here? Well, keep in mind, at this time I was still sleeping, to be honest, but the 5-minute signal didn't trigger until 6:25. So this would have been disregarded because the 5-minute signal wasn't even in an uptrend yet, wasn't even in a buy signal. Now, as you can see, the next signal we got, the 4-hour was in a buy signal, the 5-minute was in a buy signal. We start getting this MACD to cross, right? Why did I not enter right here? Well, the main reason I didn't enter right here, let's just kind of zoom into the chart, was because by the time this candle closed, we were already at this resistance area. So this is why, the third thing I kind of look for is I want to make sure we have room to run. So I don't want to enter long right at a resistance. Instead, I waited for another pullback. And once we pull back here, what do you notice about the volume, right? The volume really started kicking in, and this gave me way more confidence to actually enter the position long because now I just have all these confirmations stacked, right? I got the volume confirmation, I got the 4-hour trend, I got the 5-minute trend, right? And now I simply just waited for another MACD to cross. I waited for this candle to close. I still had some room to run to this resistance. And this is where I actually got into this trade. We chopped around a little bit. And from here, right, I put my stop below the volume. Okay, so where all the volume kicked in, I want my stop loss to be down here. This will be protected since a bunch of buyers protected this before. And as you can see at 741, I said fully out of that at 23.56. So this is basically right here at 23.56. And by the way, guys, if you guys want to join our Discord community, inside of here, we have an awesome community with all kinds of other members you can chat with, all kinds of other traders. I also give my levels every single day that I'm watching for NASDAQ. I give my levels for gold. I also give my levels for the S&P 500, plus a bunch of other helpful resources we have in here. Like I said, this community is completely free and open to the public. If you guys want to join it, we'd love to have you inside. All you have to do is go to the first link in the description below, or just head over to this link right here, and you can join our community as soon as today. Now, going back to what I was saying here, and to kind of sum up this video, is you don't want to follow every buy and sell signal. If you're going to use this, right, use it as an extra confirmation to give you confidence to enter the trade if all the other confirmations are lining up. We're in a 4-hour buy signal. We're in a 5-minute buy signal. And then those other 3 things I'm looking for, potentially 4, right? These are just confirmations. I'm looking for the MACD to cross. I'm looking for a 2-minute Heikin-Ashi candle. I'm looking for some kind of volume that really kicked in on the lows, right? That's where I can put my stop loss. And I also want to make sure that we have some room to run on the trade. I don't want to enter right at resistance because we have a high chance of dumping back down in case the market decides to be more choppy, kind of like it did today. So anyways, those are the things I'm actually looking for. Me personally, I don't use this indicator on a day-to-day basis just because I have confidence in my strategy. I already know it works. But if you think something like this would help you, or you think this would potentially help you hold your runners longer, right? Like I missed out on, tens of thousands of dollars by not holding this, right? You can also use it that way. Maybe when you get a sell signal, right? That's where you can sell your runners, something like that. So that being said, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Go play around with this indicator yourself, go back test it. And I think you're going to be surprised with the results if you stack all those confirmations together. Like I said before, if you guys want to join our Discord community, completely free and open to the public, it's the first link in the description below. We'd love to have you inside. As always, I hope you guys have a great rest of your day, and I will see you in my next video with another day trading lesson.